Scams have become an inseparable part of UK visas. Firstly, the skilled worker, care worker visa scams, which have been happening outside the UK. Companies formed in the UK without the intention of doing the care work, just selling visas. Subsequently, Home Office started plugging them. Student visa scams, where agents just sell the courses without any future prospects of the course being able to help with any of their future careers, etc. Now we see the further leave to remain FLR scams. I made some videos in December about it, uh, detailing the issues with FLR applications. Now the fee waiver scams. So this video, what I'm going to discuss is the fee waiver issues, the problems with the fee waiver applications. Uh, I'm going to share a critical warning about the dangers of applying for a UK visa fee waiver if you are on any of the points-based routes such as student visa, graduate route visa, skilled worker visa, or any other points-based application. Fee waiver applications are only for human rights-based applications. They are not for points-based applications. The intention of the fee waiver applications, whenever it was brought into play, was to help the human rights based applications who are filing for either a spouse visa, partner visa, child visa, parent visa, some of those, to apply in a situation where they are financially unable to afford the fees. uh, Home Office has observed that over the last 2 years or so, these points-based visa holders, such as student visas, graduate route visa holders, etc., are applying these just to buy time. The way the your application works is that you file the application before your current permission ends, then uh, once it is rejected, within 10 days of that, you file your application. So this is what has been sold by many agents on, I mean, legal reps, I think so, as a buying time mechanism. Even I have been approached by many individuals asking for that. We always never recommend this, as Home Office had always had issues with this. However, it is a frivolous application, it doesn't give you anything. Home Office has plugged the FLR application. I've made some videos, I think last month in December, about how they are tackling the issue of FLR applications for buying time. Exactly similar situation, where they have started putting individuals on immigration bail even before enrolling the biometrics, even the validity step of the application. So that one, they have started plugging in, picking up the applications and putting the individuals on immigration bail, asking them, give us reasons, why do you want this. Now with the fee waiver, with the recent guidance of the fee waiver, there are two things how they are plugging the fee waiver issue of the abuse of the immigration process. The first one is, in the guidance they have added one liner stating that you can, so if you apply for a fee waiver, on the application you need to tell the Home Office what application am I asking a fee waiver for. For example, if today is I'm filing the application, on the form I need to tell the Home Office I'm going to file a spouse visa application or a parent visa application. You have those drop downs, you have to tell them, you have to select one of them and tell them what type of application you are going to file. That's the number one part, first part. And in that, Home Office has added in the guidance is, if you, after your fee waiver application decision is made, within 10 days you can only file that application. For example, you said I'm going to file spouse visa application, you can only file that application. The previous abuse, individuals being able to file any application within those 10 days, for example a graduate route application, skilled worker application, or any application points based, that would not be accepted, and that would not give them the 3C leave. 3C leave is the game of all these applications. Individuals want to protect their section 3C leave, which means their right to work, right to rent, right to live in the UK. Yeah, just to summarize. So individuals want to protect that, hence they file these applications, the FLR or the fee waiver. In this video, I'm going to talk the challenges of FLR, the possibility of you being put on immigration bail, which recently, last week, some viewers have reported this, what is happening. I will give the latest update on that. The restrictions that you would be put on filing any other applications from inside the UK, the damage on your immigration history, and so all these aspects I am going to address. Also, along with that, along with giving the problem, I will also try and give some possible other options which you may consider rather than applying a few waiver applications. So to begin with, firstly, what is happening is individuals, so I will run a parallel with the FLR applications. With the FLR applications, further leave to remain that individuals have been filing, Home Office has started picking up these applications. They always said this. I'm a member of Immigration Lawyers Association, and their pile was building up of those further leave to remain applications. Same thing happening with the fee waiver applications. Their pile has been building up. The genuine ones that the reps are filing, even we have filed for the genuine cases where it's a family root application and the individual cannot afford the fees. So in those genuine cases, it is taking 12 months and more because of all these frivolous applications. So Home Office is spending a lot of resources, case working resources in deciding these frivolous applications, even rejecting them because they need to be looked at properly and then rejected. So Home Office has been fed up with this for almost last more than a year now. And they were looking for a solution. So this is a solution that they have come up with FLR also. So parallel, they were looking for a solution to plug both of them, as both the queues had been just going up, and it is an abuse of process. That is what is happening. So with the FLRs, Home Office is, once you submit the application, even before enrolling the biometrics, Home Office has started to pick up applications and have started to put individuals on immigration bail. Many individuals have reported this on the channel. I've also seen myself those letters which individuals have got. I have been always against filing these FLR applications or buying time or bridging applications. Even 2 years before, I have made videos about this of individuals being put on bails, etc. In the past, the only difference was the Home Office would take some time. Sometimes it would take a year for the FLR to be decided and to put the person. Sometimes even 2 years, I have seen that after that. And that time, the individual would live in the UK with the Section 3C leave. And that was the main reason why all the agents or whoever is selling these types of applications recommending these were using this. So now Home Office is picking up it quickly. They are not taking 1 year, 2 years, or whatever that is, or even 3 months rather. They are even picking up within the 42 days timeline. So once you submit the application, within 42 days of the date of application, you are required to enroll your biometrics at the TLS center. So even before that, that is the validity step of the application. That step has to be completed for the application to go further for processing. And that's one of the ways how individuals delay time by delaying that appointment as long as possible. So at least 42 days or so. So and Home Office has started picking them up even before the appointment, and they are giving a decision saying you are on immigration bail from today. Give us the reasons why do you think that you have the reasons for this further leave to remain on those grounds or something on those lines, and the individual doesn't have any basis obviously. So you are on bail. I'll get into the bail aspect. The same thing they've started with fee waiver applications now. I think they are sorting. I'm not sure exactly how they're working, but I'm pretty sure this is how they may be working. They are sorting the applications with their current permissions. Anyone who is filing fee waiver, they are trying to see what is the individual's current permission. If it is student, graduate, route, skilled worker, or any PBS for that matter, they are sending those letters. And the way it is triggered is because a fee waiver would be filed, it would just go and sit in the queue. The way they are triggering these decisions is when you file, so the intention is to be continue to be working, etc., for individuals, many of them, to have the Section 3C leave and continue working in the UK, legal right to work. So with waiver applications, individuals would get the right to work. Yes, it would come as on the verification would come positive through the employer checking service. So the individual files a waiver application, yeah, gives the application reference to the employer. The employer does the right to work check through the employer checking service. That is where it is triggered. No doubt the department is different. It goes to the department of ECS. From there, I think somehow there is a reporting being made somewhere. Home Office is catching individuals. From that point, the reporting is going from the ECS team to the case working team. The case working team is deciding, is sending an immigration bail letter, is refusing the application and saying, basically putting the individual on immigration bail and asking them to give the reasons, etc. So from the point it is at the very initial point. So I submit the application today. Most individuals will do it in the last week or on the last day of their permission. Let's say my current permission is ending today, I file it today. From tomorrow, obviously, my employer will do a right to work check in order to continue employing me, or they face severe penalties of ranging up to £60,000 as well, and even criminal prosecution and other things. So employers will definitely do the right to work check through the employer checking service, giving the information, the individual's name, date of birth, the unique application number for the fee waiver application, that information going to the employer checking service, and they sending the information to the decision case working department, where they are sending you the immigration bail letter. And from that point forward, on the date when you receive the immigration bail letter, you cannot do so. These are the challenges of the immigration bill. First thing, you are an overstayer from the second day onwards. So that's the day, that's the last day. On at the point when they issue the immigration bill, you are an overstayer from that point forward. The meaning of immigration bill in simple terms is you are liable to be administratively removed from the UK. You don't have any basis of stay in the UK, and we will remove you just because you are not a big threat, you are not a criminal, or you are not a difficult one in on their top on their list to be removed. They are not removing you, but they may start sending you reporting conditions, etc., to go and report there or somehow. So this is the meaning of it. You are an overstayer from that point forward. You should leave the UK as soon as possible. The best position if you want to protect your future immigration history is to leave within 14 days of that, or as soon as possible, and then file whichever application you are eligible for from outside the UK. If you continue remaining in the UK and your overstay from that point is of say 90 days, more than 90 days, then you would have a ban period of 1 year. So there are considerable implications of that immigration bail. It's not an easy one. People are taking it lightly. I know that people are even contacting us after a week, after a considerable period of time, and they are being in the UK for that period. I would advise anyone who's got such letters, make a decision about your life. It's very, very important. There is not much that can be done. After you are put on immigration bail, you cannot file any other application inside the UK. There is no switching. You are an overstayer at that point. At that point, as soon as you have the letter, you are an overstayer. Overstayers cannot switch onto any visa category other than a parent visa category, where you have a, that's a very small area. I know not 99% of people are not in that. I know that it's only a parent visa where you have a genuine and subsisting relationship, parental relationship with a British child, or a child who has been born in the UK and lived in the UK for 7 years, or a child settled in the UK. So that is the only exception. Other than that, an overstayer, so you technically you become an overstayer on the date when the bail letter has been issued to you. From that date, your overstay starts counting. If you stay in the UK beyond 90 days from that date, then you would have any further, if you go back to your home country and then apply, you will have 1 year ban definitely, even at your own expense if you leave for more. So you should leave the UK as soon as possible. The more you delay leaving the UK, the more problems for you for any future applications. And anyone promising you otherwise, I don't think they are working in your interest. Okay, so that is just, I'm trying to help you all, giving you this information. Secondly, so the application restriction immigration bail is quite big. It will damage your immigration history. So going backwards, think before you file fewer applications to buy time. If you are on any PBS, that's the first starting point. Don't go till that end. I don't want individuals to be put on immigration bill and then they are stuck at that point. Rather, if you don't have anything, one of the options is leave the UK. I'll get into other options, and then file further applications. Let's say you are a student, you want a skilled worker or something, file the further applications subsequently. Whether you are a graduate holder, you are planning of getting a job, you still have the new entrant benefits. If you're a student, yes, you will still have it. Even if you go back, you file for it, you will have the new entrant advantage, a lesser salary option on the skilled worker. Even graduate holders, you will have at least for the next 2 years. After you leave the UK, you will still have the new entrant option to apply with a lesser salary. So consider those options. And one of the other options you can also consider is only if you have any prospects of these applications. Let's say you are a student and you failed your dissertation or something, or you are retaking, delayed, and for any reasons, whatever is happening, you are not completing your course of study. You are not being awarded the degree that you have come for whatever reasons. You failed it, something got deferred, dissertation failed, receipt of modules, anything is happening. Then if it is happening from the last date of your student permission, if it you are going to do the receipt and the result would be out in about a reasonable time, maybe 60 days or so, one of the options you can consider is applying for pending results graduate route. It has its own risks. There is about 20% chances that the home office may refuse the application, but 80% chances that they may accept it. Keep it pending, but do it through lawyers only. We ourselves have done about 12 applications or so in the last whole year with similar cases, and every time we have been successful. So I'm not saying that it is a guaranteed case. 20% chances of refusal are there because the graduate route rules do say that on the date of application, let's say your student visa is expiring today, and you are filing a graduate route pending, your lawyer is filing. So do it through a legal reps only, because I've heard on the channel several viewers had said they had filed it and their applications were refused or rejected as invalid. So definitely do it through legal representatives, either through us or anyone else, but someone who has experience doing this. Uh, and your So the way we do it is we file it on the last day, if possible, or even earlier, of the student permission, request the home office to keep it on hold. They may refuse it, so they always have the option of rejecting it as invalid and stop. Everything stops over there. But I've seen home office has been reasonable, and we have been able to. Earlier we started with 40 days, now about maybe up to 60 days, so we have been able to send the results subsequently. But this cannot be indefinitely. People cannot be just living in the UK for 3 months, 6 months and all. And with the result of the student of the receipt, whatever you are doing, it has to be a positive result. You need to pass it, and a confirmation from the university is required, either in the form of an email or a letter or a notification to home office, either way, to confirm that this person has completed this, has been awarded this degree, whatever that degree is, and that's how you become eligible. And subsequently we do send that to home office and then follow up with them to process the application. Every time till now we have done for the previous batches, or January, September, we have been successful. We've never had any issues. Maybe they change their working model this time. They may refuse it. It is always a possibility, but that is something that can be considered. Other option, if you are thinking of filing a skilled worker visa and you already have an employer, the very important thing is don't just buy time to find employers. Yeah, don't file those FLRs viewer just to find employers. A pending skilled worker application, pending cost skilled worker application can be made. We have done it many times in the past successfully. So let's say you find an employer, the employer is happy to sponsor you. If they don't have a sponsor license, they need to file the sponsor license application, and when we file your application, pending costs without a cost, this is also a validity thing, so it is a 20% chance of refusal. But I've never seen that. We have been doing this more than 2 years now. Several applications we have done, and every time it has been successful. So it is a validity point that on the date you apply the skilled worker permission, you should have a cost which is issued within the last 3 months of the date of application. So if you don't have the costs, the application can be declared invalid and rejected back to you. So you do take that risk. So hence we don't never promise. Any lawyer that is promising you 100% results, I think they don't have your best interest. So just be mindful of those. There is always a 20% chances of refusal if they want to go strictly by the rules. But we have always had success in such cases, never had any issues. If your employer doesn't have uh, the sponsor license and they are applying for it, we can file a pending cost skilled worker application, tell the home office, give any evidence, maybe a letter from the employer confirming they intend to employ you, a proof of sponsor license being filed or the steps being taken to file it, and tell the home office to keep it on hold. Along with the sponsor license, we also request the undefined costs, so that as soon as the license is approved, we can assign it to the individual, to you, and then we send the certificate a copy of the certificate to the Home Office case working team who is processing your skilled worker application, whom we've asked to keep it on hold, ask them to continue the processing of the application, and then they process the application. We follow up with them for a decision. Sometimes it goes in a black hole, that's Home Office, it happens. But we do keep on following up and we do get a decision on it. So every time we have been successful, graduate route pending results, skilled worker visa pending costs. But the important thing is within a reasonable time, either you should get your results and the award, and in the graduate route usually within 60 days from the last date of your permission, and for the skilled worker it can be even beyond. Home Office has kept it pending for 3 or 4 months also. But the process has to be in action. The sponsor license, or if the sponsor license is already there, then the undefined costs, which takes about 18 weeks for processing. That is a change of circumstances, sponsor change of circumstances, it takes 18 weeks. So even if that is happening, then yes, something has to be in action, something has to be moving, either the sponsor license application or the UCOS application in progress. So with that, a pending skilled worker application, pending cost skilled worker application can also be filed. So these are the two options where if you have a prospects of this application, only then that is possible. It should be only done with the help of legal representatives. We are aware of situations where individuals have tried it and they've got rejections and from Home Office. So many individuals have reported on the channel, I know that, and I myself also seen such rejections, refusals, etc. So this is what I wanted to cover in this video. My fair advice is don't go into any bridging applications, and even that EU settlement scheme applications. I know that some agents are recommending EU settlement scheme, you get a certificate of application. That's a completely fraudulent application. If you don't have any connection to EU national and all, which is almost 99% chances. I know that individuals who are filing, who are on these PBS routes, if you already had a connection, you would never come on the graduate route or the student visa or the skilled worker visa. You would already be on the EU settlement scheme. So anyone who is trying to switch from these points based systems to that, 99% of them, I don't think there are any merits of success. There is no connection. Many of these agents are just putting any documents, filing these fraudulent applications, getting a certificate of application, and ruining your career. Remember that. Don't fall for any of this waivers, FLRs, USS, or anything else. Pending cost is one of the options, or if you don't have that, then better leave the UK and sort it out after you are outside the UK. It may be difficult, but rather than ruining your whole career, any prospects of any life in the UK, it's much better to consider that option as well. I know many individuals that I had advised over the next 3 to 5 years in the past, they have sorted out, they have got either next student visas or whichever subsequent visas, skilled worker visas, and they have got proper entry clearances. So if you have filed it, yeah, maybe consider withdrawing or waiving it, any of these applications, if you've not got a decision. Or if you are thinking of time buying applications, think again. That is my suggestion. And if you do like this video, if this did add value to your information base, or it helped you to make a decision, do like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to support the channel, you can consider becoming a paid member and get any content. There are several privileges of that. You can look it on our channel information. And thank you very much for watching.